All right, again, this is Evan with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we are going over our website overview class. So we're going to be going over the new website platform. And for this class, we're going to start with the basics and go over how to customize some of the default information that's being loaded onto your new KW websites. So to start, you do want to log into your command platform. So that's going to be agent.kw.com. If you have any trouble logging in, always keep in mind that your username is not case sensitive. However, your password is. So if you do have any trouble signing in, you can always click on the eyeball icon on the password box to see your password typed in. So before we dive into our command end of the things, I have a couple other tabs that I'm going to go over with you. So the first tab I have open here is going to be our Scott Leroy Marketing website. That's going to be scottleroymarketing.com. So on our website, we have a section under Agent Resources. We have a page for the new KW Agent websites. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a click. All right, so directly put in the chat box if you have any questions accessing this page. If it asks you for prompt login, you will simply enter your Market Center number to log into our website. So on this page, we have a lot of basic information revolving around the new KW websites. So there is a lot of good resources here if you ever need to reference. So the first thing we have on our page is going to be the live training calendar. So if you ever need to access that, you can find that here. Or you can also access that under our resources and training. And you can also find on our website. You can also add this to your calendar, your Google Calendar, by clicking this little plus sign right here on the bottom right corner. We're going to scroll down. Below that, we have a link to our YouTube playlist. This playlist is going to be solely based on the new websites. So you can find all of our website videos right here. And then below that, we have some of those helpful tip videos linked here for you to easy access. So if you have not yet launched your new website and you are still using the old KW websites, we do have a section on here that goes over what to do before you launch your new websites. And then down below that, we have some helpful tip videos on what to do after you have launched your new websites as well. And then we also have additional tip videos once you've upgraded that. And then down below, we have some helpful links to these KWRI provided articles. KWRI puts out articles, many articles on the new agent updates going on. So they have a whole stream of articles based around the new KW sites. I do see we have a couple people in the chat. I can increase it a little bit for you, sorry, but if I zoom in too much, it's gonna distort the images. So I would recommend going back later on and watching the video and zoom in on that. How do you know what's new and what's old? So if you have the new version of the websites, once you click on the consumer tab inside of command, If you see this giant blue and greenish banner here, then you are you have upgraded to the new agent websites. If you do not see this, you are most likely still using the old version. Okay. So again, these are going to be a bunch of KWRI provided articles as well, which you can also find those by going to answers.kw.com. And that's what's going to bring us to this other tab that I have. Answers.kw.com is going to, again, have a whole bunch of different articles that are based around the KW sites. So they have an article for every aspect of the site that is available at this time. You'll see that there is a long list of articles available. And I will go ahead and drop this in the chat. And that will take you to all of the articles. I will also go ahead and drop this in the chat just in case anybody was not able to get there on their own. Okay, I'm just give everyone just a moment so they can copy those and save those. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go over to our command. I'm just going to close these couple ones out. All right, so with the new sites, so if you have been with KW for a while, again, you may remember that on the old KW sites, any content added to the website or any adjustment, such as your headshot photo, your name, and your contact information, all of that had to be updated manually on the website. With the new agent sites that recently launched, this information is now going to automatically update and pull from your marketing profile. So because of this, you do want to be sure that your marketing profile is always current and up to date and in good standing. As this information, this is going to be what is going to feed over to your website. So as far as your contact information, your personal details, your bio, everything. And your marketing profile is going to feed over to your website. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our marketing profile and go over how to update that information. So to get to our marketing profile, we want to go to the top right corner of our command where you should see your name, and we're going to give that a click. And then we're going to go down to our settings. Now, once our settings page loads, we want to go over to the left-hand side. And it's not the far left, it's just kind of over here under this area. And then we're going to go find our connect settings and then click marketing profile. So the first thing that I'll point out is that here is on our marketing profile. Over on the top right of the page, you're going to see this green toggle. So you do want to make sure that this is always toggled on, as this is what feeds the information over to your websites and all of your other marketing material as well. So if this was to be turned off, that means that your website will no longer be branded to you, and your marketing materials will not have your marketing information on them. Definitely make sure that this is always toggled on. All right, the next we have our headshot photo. You do want to be sure that your headshot photo is cropped down to a perfect square. If it looks distorted in the circle here, then that is how it is going to show up on your marketing materials, such as your smart plans or campaigns. If you do have any trouble cropping or resizing your photo, you can always send it over to us, and we would be more than happy to get that, help you get that adjusted, and we can even get it added for you if you would like. Next, below that is going to be the team logo. So if you are in a team, you can add your team logo here. If you have your own custom logo that you want to use for your marketing materials, if you don't have a custom logo or a team logo, we do recommend adding something, whether it's just a basic KW logo, such as the one shown here. The reason for this is because if you don't have any image here, then a lot of times with the marketing materials, it will show as a broken image on the footer, and it just kind of looks a little tacky per se. So always make sure that there's just something here. So next, under that is going to be your details. We do recommend being sure that your name reflects the same as it does on your license, just to be sure that you are following compliance. And then you have your license number right below that. We also right here to the right of the license number, we do have the team. If you're on a team, you can just put Keller Williams. You can put, say you have like a personal business name. You could put that there as well, just because that will pull over as well. So having something there just kind of helps fill that spot. And you can add a professional job title. And if you have a custom slogan that you use for your business, you can put those here also. Your designation and credentials, most likely for you, your designation box, you are going to be going to see realtor, such as you see here. And if you are not sure how to get that little symbol there at the end, you hold down the Alt key on your keyboard, and then you type in 0174, and that's going to give you that little symbol. Now, under that, you have the option to add in your any military affiliations. So if you're affiliated with the military in any capacity, there's also even a support patriot. If you are just a proud supporter of the military and you want that to be reflected, you can select that here as well. Once you have selected the active duty, it does also pop over the military service details and the branch that you're affiliated with. So once you select that, make sure you click on the add button. It'll be over here to the far right. Below that, we do have our bio section. So the way your bio looks in this box of your marketing profile is how your bio is going to show up on your website in your marketing. So if you have line breaks, indentations between your paragraphs, anything like that, that is what it's going to reflect onto your marketing and on your website. So make sure that is reflecting the way that you would like it to look. Underneath that, we're going to have some contact information. So you'll have your mobile phone number, you'll have office phone number. You do have the option to add a fax number if anybody still uses that or your office still has one. If you like to add that in. You also have your email and your website information below that. Susan, you said your license has your middle name. Do you have to add that? Again, that's up to you, but for compliance reasons, I would just to be sure, make sure that information is showing correctly. Because again, this is going to be on your website, on your marketing materials, your profile. If anybody say, your real estate commission looks that up and it's supposed to be there and it's not, your broker, a lot of people get in trouble. So, I mean, again, and compliance differs state to state. So just make sure that you are showing the correct information. That is completely up to you. You can also, if you want to do your first name and you want your middle name on there, you can always put your first name and then put a little space and then do your middle name that way. Again, that's completely up to you. All right, so I'm back down here under your email address. If you have an email that you use other than your KW email address, that is perfectly fine. You just want to make sure that the email address shown here is going to be an email address that you are wanting people to reach you at for your business purposes. Because again, this is going to be the email that is reflected on your marketing material on your website. Over here is going to show your website URL. This is going to be the KW website domain. Unless you are using a custom domain for your website and you would like to use that on your marketing, then you would need to make sure that this gets updated as well. So if you have I'm sorry, you say you purchased one through GoDaddy.com, a domain through GoDaddy, and that's what you use. Say we helped you forward it to your KW website. And then, but this never got updated. It's still going to show the KW information most likely. So make sure that that is reflecting the website that you are wanting. All right, so next under that is going to be your market center information. We do recommend being sure that this is always current and up to date. So if by chance you transfer market centers or your market center has moved locations, always make sure that this information is showing correct. You just want to be sure that, again, within compliance reasons, that you are showing with the correct market center. If you are part of multiple market centers as well, you can always reach out to us, and we will be able to assist you with getting this information reflected as both market centers. We do have multiple different questionnaires on our website that you are able to complete those questionnaires. So if you're part of multiple market centers, you can just complete the expansion agent questionnaire. It's going to ask you what your primary market center is and your secondary. And then we'll make sure we have both of the names and logos and everything added to it for you. Again, and here is another image for your market center DBA logo. This one is a little more tricky because those logos are going to be longer and stretched out. Again, does need to be kind of more of a perfect square in order for it to upload and not look completely distorted. So you can send that to us if you need assistance. Under the market center information is going to be your compliance items. So if there's any compliance texts that market center requires for your legal footer, you can add legal footer text down here. You do not need to add in I'm sorry, you do not need to add in that each office is independently owned and operated, as that is automatically reflected on your marketing. So if you were to type in into this box, I'm sorry, type it in the box, it may show onto your marketing twice if you were to type it here. Below that, you do have the option to add a legal footer links. So some offices do have links that are required for compliance. For example, Texas agents need to have their commission information forms uploaded, and New York agents need to have their standard operating procedure forms. So to add those, you can simply click on this, add another link, and then you're going to enter the link title. And then you're going to enter the URL to that link here. And then if you ever need to delete these, you can just simply click on the red trash can icon all the way to the right, and it'll remove that. Under that is the legal footer images. These are very small thumbnail size images. You'll see in the description that they are 128 by 48 pixels, so they are not very big. You probably don't want to use this for any major advertising or anything like that. However, you could maybe add in any additional credential logos or maybe vendor logos, but they're going to be very small. Just keep that in mind. All right, next under that is going to be your social media links. So if you have your social media business pages set up, you can add those links here for those to be added onto your website and your marketing materials. And then below these social media links, you do have your Google Analytics tracking ID. If you have not set up a if you have not set up a Google Analytics account, we can assist you with that as well. Google Analytics just kind of helps track the activity, the traffic on your website. So you can see, what kind of traffic, clicks, things like that are coming through. And then once it is set up, we put the tracking ID here. And then there's going to be another place that you do add the tracking ID to as well on the New Agent website. So I'm sure I'll be showing you where that is as well. So this is really cool to have, but always got to make sure that Google Analytics ID is put down here if you do have it set up. I do see there are a couple questions, so I'm gonna go over here and look at those real quick. Is there a way to use my GoDaddy domain instead of the kw.com? So yes, that is called a domain forward. If you send us an email, Tina, to support@scottleroymarketing.com and just say, I'm looking for assistance forwarding my domain, we will send you back a short questionnaire. It's a domain forwarding request. It's just going to ask you for your GoDaddy logins, your KW logins. It's going to ask you for some information. And then once we receive that back, we will get that, assist you with getting that domain forwarding set up. Can you explain what agent site connection is? Oh, my pleasure, Tina. Agent site connection, I'm not sure what you're referring to by that. Is there a tutorial on how to add Google Analytics? There is, I'm pretty sure on our YouTube page, we have all different kinds of videos. You can search on there, or you can send us an email. If you would like us to send you a video, I'm sure one of our amazing representatives can send you a training video that they'll be able to assist you with, or they can set it up for you if you like, not a problem. You can literally ask them, can you set up my Google Analytics? They'll probably, I think we have a questionnaire for that as well. They'll send to you, fill out some information, and then we'll get that going for you. I actually did do one earlier, so we do handle that. May I have info about how to find Google Analytics ID? Again, that all depends, Mary Beth, if you have an account already set up on a Google Analytics account. Are we allowed to use Keller Williams' name in our social media links or handles? Shauna, that is going to be you're going to need to speak to your broker about that. I cannot speak onto each market center is different. Each office is different. There are rules, regulations, compliance. So you would need to speak directly to your broker and find out what those rules and regulations are. How do I get the legal footed? Mary Beth, typically if we do your onboarding, it should already be on there. Your broker may have it. You can email us and ask us if we have that information. I'm not sure our setup team typically handles that. But I'm sure we're able to assist you with getting that if that is something that's required by your state. So just send us an email, support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll help you with that. All right. We're going to go ahead and continue. All right, so now that we've covered our marketing profile, here, make sure that you always click save anytime you do make any updates. So that is going to refresh the page for you. And then it's going to give you a little pop-up box letting you know that your marketing profile was updated. So now we can go ahead and jump into our consumer tab, which if you look over here on the left-hand side with all of these wonderful icons, it's going to be the very last icon at the bottom. That's going to say consumer. Now, a little pro tip for you, if you, for whatever reason, don't like this view, you can always click on this red KW, and it is going to pop out these names for you so you can see which one's which. And there's consumer. Well, I'm just going to give it a second, make sure everybody's kind of with us. All right, so again, this is going to be our consumer. This is going to be what our consumer section looks like. Again, if you do not see this giant red, not red, this giant blue bar right here in the middle, then that means you are most likely utilizing the old agent website still, and you will need to upgrade your websites in order to follow along, which I did state earlier in the training where to find that information. So you can always refer back to that in order to update your sites, or you can reach out to us and our support agents will be able to send you that information and assist you with getting everything saved and updated so you can come back later on and follow along to this recording from our YouTube channel. All right, so instead of having our site and app setting linked to it used to be in the top right corner and everything on this page. So here down below, here we have our website domain. So if you ever need to change or update your domain name, you can do that here. And just make sure you click Save Changes. Underneath that is going to be your app URL. This URL is not able to be updated anymore, but you are able to click copy and it will go ahead and copy the link. Now down below that is going to be our preferences. So these are the same as they were previously. So if you want to show or disable the Keller covered information from your KW consumer app, this is where you'll be able to do that. And then down below that is going to be your forced registration options. So this is going to require your clients to sign up with a consumer login on your agent site based on the settings that you choose here. So if you don't want your potential clients to be able to view any properties before they register, you can set the limitations here and then click save. Once they've registered, that information is going to save in your database. So you do have the option to have it unrestricted to where they can view without registering, but you won't be able to get that information saved into your database. So it's completely up to your preference. Okay. All right, so make sure you are saving everything, by the way, whenever you update any of the information. Also keep in mind that any changes you make within these pages or within your marketing profile, they do tend to take about 15 to 30 minutes to reflect onto your live sites. So if you have made any updates or any change of any information, and you don't see it reflected right away, it may just need some time to update before you see it on there. The other thing that I will mention before we jump into our website is you may notice at the top of the page that we no longer have an option for landing pages. This is completely intentional as they have now moved this feature into the back end of the website. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our website dashboard. So we're going to go ahead and get to that by clicking on this Edit My Website button here in the center of the page. Okay, so right away you see the back end. It did offer to do a tour, but for today's class, we're just going to go ahead and skip the tour and we're just going to kind of go over the information. Clicking that tour button in the top right. You can find it by clicking on there too if you'd like. So for today's class, we're going to kind of work our way down on the Edit My Site portion, which is going to be here. We're going to kind of work our way down. So as far as the overall platform, these may not be in order, but we will start from the top and we will go down just to avoid too much confusion. And actually, it's going to may change a little bit, so we may just kind of bounce just a little bit. They do tend to change with the newly launched site, so yours may look a little out of order. All right, so you can click on them and edit them in whatever order you prefer. So the top of the list, I'm sorry, and on this list, we do have this blog page. This is where your blog is going to be on your website when we have our agent, when you have our agent, the agent page. So this is going to be our profile information from our marketing profile. Sorry, give me one second. I'm just trying to. All right, so as I was saying, you do have the option to edit these in whatever order to where depending on how they're edited to your more section on your website. You can click them and edit them in whatever order. So at the top of the list, so on the list, we do have this again, the blog page. So that is where your blog is going to be. That will be on your top of your section on your website. I did not mean to give that a click right yet. Sorry about that. Let me go. I'm going to show you go to our personal website. I didn't realize it was on team. That's maybe why it's looking a little different than what I'm trying to go over with you. So on your website, it's going to show you when you have your section up here. I'm just all over the place. I'm sorry about this. Looks like there's been some updates in our website since I've last taught this class. So as you see here, there's the homepage, about the agent, and then the blog list page. So you do have your blog list page. There may be something going on with the website right now because it is not supposed to be doing that. Yeah, there's been a lot of updates in here. I'm sorry, guys. Give me just a moment. Trying to see which one is now going to be the worked out of for this. Okay, so here you have your default pages. So about the agent, you do have your, we're going to go from this screen. So you have your meet the team on your website. This is going to be for your, this is your team website. It is just all over the place today. I completely apologize for that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started by jumping into um the first the page, which is going to be the blog list page. You can again give that a click. All right, so this is where all of your blogs are going to be held if you have any blogs added to your website. Every newly launched site is automatically provided with a 4-part buyer's guide. So you should be seeing that on your website already. And then any additional blogs you will need to any additional blogs will need to be added manually by each agent. So you do have the option to create your own custom blogs for your website. You can click, you can just stick with these first default generic blogs. And you do have the option to have up to 10 blogs on your site at a time. So you can change this to 1 to 10. So any additional blogs can be added by going into here and by clicking on this little plus symbol. That is going to give an open line here. So if we were to click on this little text box, and that is going to bring up a pop-up box, and then you can select the blog that we want to add. So if we have already created our blog post, we would be able to find that here in this type. And we can search by going under blog post. Go and so you'd find the one that says blog post. If you have not created your blog post yet and you're looking to create a new blog post, you can simply click on this new button in the bottom left-hand corner and of this pop-up, and that will take you to a form to build your custom blog post. If you would like to rearrange the blogs on your site, you can do that by simply clicking the arrow with the 3 lines and simply clicking and dragging those around to where you would like to move it to. If you need to remove any blog posts from your site, you can do so. You see, we do have a part 1 blog on here. So if you want to remove that, the little red line next to it is where you would just give that a click, and it's going to remove that from the page for us. Once you finish making any changes to your page, always be sure that you are going to click the Save button up here at the top in the right-hand corner next to the eyeball to make sure that your changes are saved. And I don't know why now it's going slow. There it goes. Once saved, you should see this green little box pop up that says Save. So you do also have the option here to change the title and description. And it's going to take it from our experts. However, you can customize that simply by typing in that box. And that description is going to show over here. I'm just going to put test. There it goes. And then you should see that it updates. And that's going to be the same for the description. And then as you can see, it shows down here. All right, so again, that's where you're able to customize what this information says and how it shows by simply typing in the title in the description box. We are going to go ahead and give me 1 second. All right, so just be sure once you update that information, you do click save. And then you should see the green banner that says that it was saved again. So we're going to go ahead and actually return back to our dashboard. I'm not going to update that with the test information. So this is going to take you back to your website homepage. So you can always go back to your dashboard at any time by clicking on the KW logo on the top left up here. This is always going to take you back to your dashboard. It may give you that message if you want to save the information. But after you click leave, it will take you back here. So next is going to be the agent page. Going a little slow, it goes. So this is going to be your About Me page. So if you did have the old legacy websites, you may remember that the About Me page on the old websites, the difference here is these are no longer editable through here. This is automatically pulling from your information right from your marketing profile, which we don't have ours active. So that's why you do see null. So if you see this kind of information, it may most likely be because of your marketing profile is turned off. It is not set up. There's a couple different variables for that. I'm gonna go ahead and see that I see that there's a few things for in the chat. So we'll go ahead and jump in there. I can't see the page. Christy, is it you can't see my page when I'm sharing, or you don't have it on your website? How do I update the part about me? The about me section, as I just said, guys, we will be getting to a lot of these subjects. So if you want to just hold off until we get there, if you have any questions otherwise, but as you can see, like that about me section is going to be updated from your marketing profile. Your page looks nothing like what you're seeing. Lisa, is it because you may be using the old websites and you're not haven't upgraded to the new websites yet? How does the how does one edit the bio info? It shows change in the market profile, but not on the website. As we went over just a little bit ago, that information is going to take some time to update. It does not reflect over immediately. So it generally takes about 15 to 30 minutes before that information is updated across. I just did the upgrade, which apparently I've done before, but it wasn't activated. If you just did it, again, you may need to wait a little bit of time for everything to kind of kick over on the back end. So this recording, there's also other recordings if you want to follow along on the YouTube channel. This one from today will be uploaded within a couple hours of the class. So you can follow along a little bit later if you'd like once it's updated. I mean, and even if you do this later on, you can pause it at intervals that you'd like and make, work through it as you go. So whatever works best for you. All right. So again, that's why that information in your marketing profile is important to always stay up to date because that does reflect over to onto your website. So just make sure your marketing profile is always up to date. So there is a drop down for each of these sections over here on the left. However, you'll see that if we click into these, there is no options to edit the information. All of these options are just going to ask you if you want to display or hide it. So those are the only things that you are able to do. If you don't want your bio showing on here, you are able to hide that information. Once you do select it though, if you do select hide, it's going to give you, there you go. It's going to turn yellow and it's going to ask you, you're going to have to save, make sure you click save. All right, so your preferred vendors, now that you do have the option to add preferred vendors to your sites. So if we do click on the drop down for the preferred vendors, here is this is the information provided to us through a third-party platform called MoveEasy. So there is a link here. That link does says click this link. So if we click on the link, on the word link, that is going to take us to the vendor. Here we go. Hmm. There may be an issue going on with the link right now. I'm not sure, but maybe I just gotta click it 9 times. There, oh, there we go. See, just being a little temperamental today. So this is where we can add and remove our vendors from our preferred vendors section. So to add a new preferred vendor to your site, you can go to the add vendor on the top right, click on this add vendor button. And that is going to give you a form to add your vendor. So you're going to have a vendor name, the vendor URL, if you have the direct website URL. You have their contact name and email if you have a certain point of contact, and a phone number. And then you have the vendor type. So there is a full drop down with a bunch of different types that you can select from, or you can simply type in what you are looking for. So if I want to do pest, you can do that. And you also have the option to add in the counties that the vendor services. And you can also add the vendor's logo. So those are all of your options for your vendor form. Here you'll see the only options that are required are the vendor's name and the telephone number. However, of course, the more information you have for the vendor, the better. And then once you fill this form out, you can simply click Add Vendor right here at the bottom. And that will add the vendor. That will add them to your preferred vendors on your website. So if we go back to our site, by again clicking on the Keller Williams. Oh, let's just go back like this. Right above here where you would see the contact me for more information and this my preferred vendors. This is where you would see that vendor contact information and all of the information that you filled out right here. You'll also see a link where they'll have a contact us right here to where they can reach out directly to your vendors. That will also capture them as a lead in command. Okay. So I'm going to go and close that. So once again, with our About the Agent page, if we make any changes here, always be sure that you are clicking on the Save button in the top right. So we didn't really make any updates, so I'm just going to go ahead and save it. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Return to Dashboard. So next is going to be the page that says Home Page. So we're going to go ahead and give that a click. All right, so you may see this yellow banner at the top here. So if you make any changes to your page and you forget to save it, or your browser closes out on you, or maybe you lose internet service, this is always going to save your progress until you either click that save button or you clear changes. So if you ever accidentally close out and you don't have to worry about losing the work that you were doing. It will keep that saved in here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the peer changes here just to clear this out. The clear changes. There we go. And we'll start with the first with this section here, and we'll work our way through the home page. So the first thing we should have is the listing search module. So this is going to be our title, which is the text above the search box that you see right here. So that is completely customizable if you have different verbiage you would prefer to use for your website. And then you do have hero images as well. These are going to be the images that you do see in the background here. So you're always going to have these default images provided by KW, or you also have the options to add in your own customized images by clicking add images, or you are able to upload the files to update this image that you see here. These default images go inactive. However, you will see them in the dropdown, because if you were to ever remove your custom images, it will then reactivate these automatically. So that way you will always have some kind of image. So this is just not blank. To add a custom image, you can either click on the upload file to upload your image from your computer, or if you have already uploaded your images, you can click on the add image. All right, so when you add image, I'm going to give that a click, and then it's going to open any of your added images. And then you are able to select another image. So it should, it's being a little slow updating today, but then it should filter through. Hmm, there it goes. Now you can see that that image was added here. So again, if you add more than one image, it's going to work as like a slideshow here for you. You are also able to click and drag. If you wanted this to be the initial image that pops up, you can click and drag it over that way. So that is completely customizable. You can remove them by, again, clicking on the red line if you wanted to remove the image, and then click save. So next up is going to be our featured listings. So this section of our featured listing is going to appear right under that search section. You do have for your featured listings, you are able to update the titled featured properties. You can change that to say something else, any other kind of verbiage you would like. There's also a description box that goes right underneath it that you are able to update that as well if you would prefer a different wordage on that also. Not sure how I muted myself. I'm completely sorry. Um, all right, so I'm not sure exactly where the part I got you. I'm about to, Chris. I got you. So okay, so under this section of the feature properties, you do have the option to um display or hide the module. So if you don't want the feature properties, you can hide it. You do also have the title and the description that you are able to change what's shown. So the feature properties, if you want to use a different verbiage, which would show here, you can change what it says, like featured listings. Hey, check these out, whatever works for you. And then a description as well, which is going to be check out these really cool listings, again, whatever works best for you and your preferences. Underneath that, we do have this add listings, this drop down button. This is going to give you a dynamic and basic and return to default. I believe the return to default is dynamic. So the dynamic option is going to give you a option to select a center point location. The center point location can be anywhere. It can be a specific address. It can be a city. So you can do Orlando, Florida, and it's going to be Orlando, Florida. But you're going to be able to set the number of properties you want displayed on your featured listings here, and then the search radius of this center point that you want these properties to be shown from. So be careful with this as well, because a lot of times we have agents that will be licensed in one state, but because of where they are in that state and the search radius that they put, it may show into another state, pull up properties from that state as well. And then, but the agent's not licensed in that state, so they're not showing properties there. So just be careful with the search radius and the location and everything, that for that information that it's pulling over. So be careful what you select with that. So with this dynamic feature, another thing that you are able to do as well is, say you only have maybe one listing and you don't want just one feature property to be shown here. You can also add featured listings to the random properties that are shown here. So that's where this came in. Let me go ahead and pretend like this never showed up. But anyway, so you would add it by under the feature listings, clicking this plus sign. And then you will click on this search by address, which it doesn't give you an option to search by anything else. So you will just start typing in the address of the listing that you want added. And I'll keep in mind, it does not have to be just yours. If you have other agents in your office, if you're part of a team, you can add other people's listings to your website. Again, it's just always best and safe practices to kind of get their permission. If you want to, that's up to you, but just, make sure you're doing everything by the book and not bumping elbows with anybody. So you'll type in the property address. Let's, for this one, go with the Georgetown Circle. And then you will see, again, she's been a little slow today. So she's still working. There we go. So Georgetown Circle is showing here. I'm not sure why these pictures aren't coming through right here on the website as of now, but this is always going, whatever listing you put here, is going to be the very first listing that you see on the little carousel per se of featured properties, followed by the other 9 are going to be these randomized ones. So you can put a few different properties under the featured listings and have the rest be random. If you have a lot of listings and you just want these to all be listings of your choosing, you can change this from dynamic to basic. And you can add the listings this way and not have that randomized option of where you select the center point and it's going to just pick featured listings out of that area. Now keep in mind, these listings, you do have to go in and add them. There is not an option, unfortunately, for it to automatically update and automatically pull listings over and then remove them, things like that. So make sure that you are coming in here. We do say, within like a regular-ish basis, to make sure what is showing is up-to-date information, if properties are still on there that shouldn't be, whatever the case may be. So just make sure you're kind of keeping up with that. or having somebody on your team that keeps up with that as well. Moving down to the featured testimonials. Whenever a client goes onto your, is there a way to customize the top bar on the home page? On the home page of like just the, you talk about this white section here? Or are you talking about this little blue section? So the white section. So the only thing that we are able to do, and hear me when I say this, the only thing that we are able to do is edit the or add pages that are going to go into a little button over here that says more, and then it's a drop down. Now, is there a way to add those pages to be up here on like up here where these ones are? There is. Unfortunately, at this time, we are not assisting with that only because in order to do that, it can cause a lot of issues if you don't do it correctly. And to do it incorrectly is more probable than doing it correctly, even for us. So we're only adding them to a box that says more and then dropping down. So and that's to the point where if we accidentally did it incorrectly, to the point where we would not be able to fix your website, KW themselves would need to do something. So we're just avoiding that like the plague right now. Hopefully because the websites are so new that process will be easier to do. Um, and if hopefully if that does happen, we'll be able to get all that going. But there are KW articles where I showed in the beginning of today's class where you may be able to find how to do that. And if you would like to try, by all means, that is up to you, not me. All right, so featured testimonials. Your featured testimonial section is going to be down. Oh, I don't know why we have this on display. It is on display. So featured testimonials is going to be just down. It should be below featured properties. I'm not sure what's going on with this today, but your testimonials, whenever your clients are sending you testimonials from your website, they submit them. Again, these do not get added to your website automatically either. There is a certain number of testimonials that are able to be shown at a certain time. So you can display or hide them, your choice. Again, you can update the title and description, which you can do with this with just about any page. And then you do have the dynamic or basic, meaning so this will sort by the newest published date. You can have between 1 and 9 on your featured testimonials at any time. You have your filtering option, so you can filter them, show by like star rating, things like that. And then you are able to add your testimonials by clicking the plus sign. And then what that's going to do is that's going to show you all of these different testimonials that you have that clients have submitted from your website. So if you know, oh, my client Scott L, he just put this really great one on there yesterday. I don't see it. You can go in, click on it, and then you say, oh, Ashley Casto, she recently did one too. Let me go ahead and add hers also. So then when you add them, they're gonna show up on the website here. There it goes, that just updated. And you can see that you can scroll through them and see all of the ones that you have selected. Now, keep in mind the carousel does keep going, no matter, even if there's only 3 and you keep clicking it, it's gonna look like you have a whole bunch, but it's still the same 3 going around and around. When the new websites first updated, I didn't realize that, and I was like, wow, there's so many, but there's really only a couple. So but yeah, so that's how you add your testimonials to your website as well. Make sure again, once they are all added, the ones you have, you are able to click save. You can tell by again the yellow that is unsaved work. So when you click save, you want to make sure that that is being updated. And then you have my blog list, which this is the same information that we went over just a minute ago from the homepage, but it looks like it also shows on here as well. All right, so we went over the blog list, we went over the homepage, and went over about the agent. All right, so you also have these quick start options right here. These quick start options are going to be you can create a custom page, you can create a custom landing page, the blog post, things like that. These are going to be easier options, especially for the custom page and the custom landing page, which we do have information on how to create those and videos on our YouTube channel. Which give me just a moment. I'll show you how to find that in from YouTube channel and then look for any videos you may be looking for. Once you have created custom pages or landing pages, you can see when you go scroll down, the custom pages you've created are going to show here, and they are linked, so you can click on them and open them. And any custom landing pages you have are going to, when you scroll down, be all the way down here at the bottom. So when you click on it, it's going to open that custom landing page. And it's going to kind of just provide that information. Again, these were just tests that we were doing. And then whatever the link is set up for the landing page, you will have the link shown here as well. So you can copy the link address to that landing page and use it for your marketing purposes, flyers, whatever you want that for. If you're creating a QR code, which if you were part of my class yesterday, I was explaining how to create QR codes. You can take this QR code from here. I'm sorry, this URL from here and create a QR code with it. All right, guys, I know we ran over a little bit more than an hour today. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and drop them in the chat now, and I'm going to stop the recording and we will go over any questions.